those trees, it's kind of difficult to see.
And then
Once winter time comes, you'll see the sign.
Yeah.
If
it was all green, you'd see it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the lettering would be an easy fix.
Yeah, not the whole sign. Leave it wood.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Well, we thought about getting it. Ray made the comment. I helped him put it in, but we dug the hole down and it was really soupy, so we went a little bit deeper, and then it dropped off a lot more. But we could maybe leave where it's at, and extend them up with what they are. But I mean, it'd be nice to see it a little taller, for sure.
Okay.
But there again, we put it deep enough that it wouldn't tip over.
8-foot posts too for the height. And
We can make some adjustments to keep you all happy.
At the Porkies, we got signs that say visitor center that are 20 feet long and 10 feet high, and people drive right past that and they'll stop you 5 feet away and say, "Where's the visitor center?"
Yeah.
I don't know how much bigger you can get a sign or
Right.
neon, with arrows.
I understand.
Yeah, the price too, and what a 20-foot sign costs.
Yeah.
Right.
So we wouldn't have been able to afford that. I think if we brought it up, be that it is more in the ditch and write the letters, I think that would help extremely and not be over the top.
It's a step in the right direction. I mean, it's a great sign. It fits the environment and it's natural looking and it looks good.
Yeah.
It's not a hokey metal sign that's going to rust away in 5 years.
Well, we can look at maybe that bush on the other side of the driveway is in our property. Sure. We could accidentally tip that one over too. Maybe at the same time, I mean, it's a park that's in the woods and a waterfall. We want to leave it as natural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I didn't want to mow all the grass. I mean, we had to mow a spot to be able for them to work, but the butterflies and bees and all that, I really like the organic grass. I forget what it's called, the prairie grass, prairie fields. I want to keep those.
You're going to struggle to mow that literally, even where we put it, it was, by the time we put it in, the water was already filling the trench.
No, I don't want to mow there.
Yeah.
No, I want it to stay organic, but no trees or bushes. But those 4 trees were dead. And I'd rather have Mike push them down than it fall on our sign or whatever. So. Right.
Yeah, the one was in full blown. While I was there too, well, first of all, I called Nick because there was a lot of potholes. So I said, "Go get the dump trailer, grab some rock." That's why we bought the damn thing. And then he came and was still in potholes. But then I ran down and I did remove the tree in the end. That was in that turnaround area, kind of sort of thing. That was dead in a wedge. So he's now in there. And then as I came out, there was a big hanging one on both sides where I narrowed up, and I pushed all them in. So I did it for free. That was me just helping out.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll make some adjustments on the sign. Cemetery.
So remember last meeting how I said I wanted a sexton and Mike said I didn't need a sexton because nobody ever calls? Yeah, that's not true. So I don't know. Anyway, Amber and I were appointed last, right? Yeah. No.
during Labor Day weekend, we were
No.
not there.
I think I have that. That's coming next. That's my next thing. But
I saw you guys out there.
yeah, I had a lot of sage, and I said a prayer. But in all seriousness, I guess I never did any research on cemeteries before, and it is very sad. The need of what our cemetery is. There's an abundance of trees in plots and lots that I can't even sell. There's a nursery area from the child was born 1914 and died 1914. And this child is in a swamp. There's headstones broke, tilted off into the woods. No, right? We're not supposed to take care of the headstones. Families are supposed to do that. But they literally have been just discarded. Not even, I don't even know if the family was ever contacted to even come out and fix them. So Amber and I, we've been out there a few times talking with tree people, so I only have one bid so far. I don't even have the bid yet, but I've only contacted one person because I don't know tree people. So if anybody knows anybody that cuts trees professionally, because we have to respect the fact that there's graves. There's one headstone that grew into the tree, or the tree grew into the headstone. There's a tree growing on a burial spot. There's a lot. So-
3 headstones in the woods that were just covered with vegetation.
Yeah.
We didn't even know they were there.
So I got my weed whip out.
We thought there was just one, and we found 2 more.
And looking at the expectation of what we are supposed to do for a Carp Lake Township cemetery, the disrespect and the due diligence of taking care of it to the past is great there. We need to look into spending some money, clearing trees, having headstones. You know, I understand that the headstones are not our responsibility when they're there, but it's our responsibility to maintain the cemetery. If a tree grows up and tips it over, I kind of feel like that should be a little bit on us. And especially looking at what's there, there are 4 posts. We found all 4. They went in. There's 4 white posts, and neglect to just keep it mowed, as simple as it would have been, and or due care hasn't been there. And to allow someone who is, I would hope, you know, there was paid or didn't pay or whatever, but wanted to be buried here and respectfully be viewed as being from here, they need a little bit of help. And even moving forward with sales there, like Marty said, or people, you know, there's, for instance, here, you know, the last folks that were here, but they've sold the same burial spot to 2 people because it's in such disarray to even make it sellable or keep it organized. So we are going to do our best to make that considerably better out of respect for who is there. We are going to look and see what it would cost to come in and clean it up from post to post to post to post. And make everything viewable that has, you know, we've been allotted to do.
Does the township have the records of who's in what plot and how the plots are numbered?
There's
You
nothing.
wanna help?
We found certain maps, but it's chaos.
But I mean, there's no Rolodex or index.
No, sir. I went through a whole file cabinet, like a whole thing, and can I leave the table for a minute?
I was gonna go grab the map that we did.
They were out there doing their best.
And it's some burying people there.
People are
We had
requesting.
3 phone calls a week.
We had-
a week.
Yeah, 3 phone calls in a week, emails requesting to purchase plots.
I mean, it is technically our only spot. So, I mean, if you want to stay here and you're born and raised here, I mean, you have that right to do so. And I mean, I think it needs to be treated better.
So,
Hands down.
And when we went by
Past
about
and
5 years ago, they had a funeral out there. I was like, wow, they still took people here.
The amount of
That's the last
trees
time
covering
There's
that whole
a
back
lot
corner,
of
there's, how far is it
trees.
back in there? 30 feet? Back
I
to the
looked
back
at
corner?
the whole
Yeah,
It was
thing.
30 or 40.
30, 40 feet of cemetery that's covered in 30-foot trees. It's that overgrown.
And what's sad
And
is
big trees.
You're finding headstones in 4-foot grass. That's
what's sad
not
is
to say
the
it, but
whole-
that's the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen
Yeah.
for somebody who wants to be at their home and be respected for the remainder of whatever, and to just let it be grown over, I think is quite pathetic.
And what makes it worse is the people in the old section that have essentially been covered. They were the founding fathers who came over from Finland.
There's some
And
cool stuff
founding-
there.
Yeah, we've done some
There's
cool
soldiers
research.
there. There's
Did you
there's
know-
stars on some graves. There's some stuff there that needs respect from us.
You told me and Darlene Priest that we go to the Irish Cemetery out there in Rockland, and you walk that. There's trees growing up, but it's maintained to an extent.
As much
But
as
I mean,
they
the history
can.
of that and the people that have passed and the children that are in there and stuff, it's just sobering, you know, to see all that because that's the history of mining back, you know, and the people from Finland. But half of them came here without family, passed, so they never had any family to take care of them because the miners buried them. So, you know, you got family that doesn't even know they're there.
Yeah.
That's probably the case here too in some
Right.
Yes.
extent.
So
We do
this
have-
was actually the church. It was the Evangelical Finnish Lutheran Church.
Okay.
And
If you Google the place, the
That's-
name is on Google.
Is
It's
it?
not even Carp Lake
It's not even
Township
Carp Lake
Cemetery.
Township Cemetery that the sign says. It's an actual branded cemetery.
I wonder if when Green was a town, if
Yes.
they had records that
I,
just got thrown out, you know what I mean, when they got dissolved or whatever, or maybe the county's got records
The
of
county
something,
does
I don't
not.
know.
the county does not, because even though they're deeds, it's not an actual deed like you're buying a parcel
Yeah.
of property, so they don't carry the deeds. I gotta go to Green, or Amber and I,
Holton.
but we're gonna go to Houghton too, because that's where the museum is.
Okay,
But I did hear that I do have the museum in Ontonagon looking into this as
I
well.
don't know if that's legit. Yeah,
But
Google calls it a finished evangelical.
yes,
Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Evangelical
Yep.
Lutheran Cemetery.
but we have Carp Lake, so I will find the original name, and then my hopes in doing this, since I have to do it,
with a new sign up.
put a new sign up.
Yeah.
And then I want to put a white picket fence because people are driving in there. I would like to put a map on there so people, like a stand. So this old sign, what I'd like to do, I can't sell anymore there. I can't really show you the map.
And there's pins in the ground. Like at one point, you could see where they tried when they built it, right?
And
But
put the
it's
A2
gridded.
Wow,
Yeah.
it is kin.
It's gridded and pinned.
I can't show you the map. You'd have to come out there because that's why I asked if you do grants, because I was gonna see, it's like,
Well, I'm off Friday, I can take a run out there real quick and see what it's all
Hell yeah,
about.
grab some clinkers and side by side. We can get there.
I'll
like
drive
Nice
down
to
the road
see what
anyway,
you
doesn't matter to me. I'm old, I get by with it.
You take him.
so I,
Or,
Amber, sorry, go ahead.
so take him Friday.
Take them. So Amber and I, on actual Labor Day, we spent over 6 hours out there going row by row and writing out everybody, what their names were. They were a vet, and there's,
I know it sounds kind of morbid, but you got a probe. You can go to places where they're hard enough to just probe the ground just to see if you're gonna hit anything, because I hate to sell plot and then they go there and dig it up and somebody's there.
well, I'm
You know,
not,
if the headstones are missing, we don't
I
know.
do. I never thought of
But
that.
it'd be
I'm not
nice to
doing
get a
that.
probe, you can
I'll
run on the
let you do
ground.
that.
Yeah, I've done that. See, I'm a,
I
Sorry.
took my metal detector out there and I couldn't even find anything, but I'm not probing.
You mean like
I'll
check
probe it.
every
Doesn't
spot?
matter.
I'm not doing that.
I don't see why they would bury them and put just like put nothing.
a lot of people are
Nothing?
unmarked.
Well,
Or
some
if
of
the
the
headstone is
graves
completely
might
missing,
be
you
urns,
don't know.
so somebody might purchase a whole, a
Not
lot
think it's
within
an
a
empty
plot,
lot,
and
yeah,
there
probably
might
not.
be just a urn in there versus a whole 6-foot adult.
And then if a family passed at the same time, they're gonna bury them in the same on top of each other, that's common.
Well,
Huh.
and the
Yeah.
rules have actually changed
My aunts and
now.
uncles are all buried on top of each other, that's the way they wanted it, they got one plot, put them together. Nobody
the
had money
rules
to
have
buy
changed,
two,
though,
you know,
so
so
we
they bought
can't do
one.
that.
Yeah,
anymore.
but they used to do
They
that
used
all
to,
the
and
time.
that's why Marty is saying we don't want to go and try to put any more on that old spot.
Yeah,
Because there was a plot that was sold to a family in town that is not there yet, but there's headstones where this number 2 plot was sold. So obviously we can't let them, when they start to pass away, start digging there because there's people there. So we have to be able to get in, still finish figuring out where everybody is at and how things are ran.
get a 6-foot probe, they're cheap enough, you know what I'm saying, just a rod that you run in there, 4 feet should be more than sufficient, because back in the day, they didn't bury them no more than 4 feet.
I got a probe.
Especially up here because of frost line and everything, you know, in winter. But, yeah, 4 foot probe.
I'll
is
be
6
on the roadside watching.
I'm not digging them up, I'm just gonna
No.
probe
Let's
them.
get a probe down and see if it hits something hard.
Yeah,
You get a call.
Pass it.
Can you get a bunch of people, like community, go out there and do some initial cleaning?
That'd be nice.
potluck day, go out there and make food, throw a
Have
table
a
up,
picnic
walk.
and
Most of the
just-
cleaning is tree work, right? Like,
And they're big
needs
trees.
to be professionally done.
Okay.
Well, the trees, no, but I mean, you
Yeah.
clean
Well,
it
after
up.
you get the trees down, maybe like in the spring,
Clean up there.
have a cleanup day at the
There-
cemetery. You'll probably get more
That
people than you
sounds
think.
There's
I'll
organizations that'll do that, and there's different things that people have done in time that
Please
We're
look
also
for
gonna
the,
look to see if we
please
can
look for
figure
the
out some
pins, like
sort
you
of
were saying, that
grant
are marked for an
for
area.
this to,
If
because
you
it's
find
a
these
historical
pins, they're
site
gonna be okay.
essentially.
But I mean.
Most of them are.
Yeah, but they're small enough, I mean, they're
I
only like a
started
hockey
to
puck,
best
right?
I could,
Yeah.
but some of them
They're
were
like
just
a-
so.
You know, a property line marker.
Yeah, you have to go out there with a rake, rake a little
Yeah,
dirt.
A lot
we
of
had
them
a
are
soft
exposed.
little brush,
Okay.
you know,
Most
to
of them
kind of
are.
go, and we had a sprayer
Yeah, we'll
because the
find it.
moss is so overgrown, but we
How about
wanted to
the
know
frying
names
pan?
so that we could start
Definitely
actually,
needs a lot of
Here.
respect.
you know.
Let's do. for sure.
So I'm excited to go to Houghton to
It
this
is so,
museum
it's, I think this original
and
stone
see,
that we never
because
had.
when I went to the museum here in Armstrong,
So, but I think you have to use acidic
there was no
concrete
pictures,
work.
Yeah.
no history, but I'm finding a lot online, on Facebook. So,
And the original cemetery book from further research is that either the church or the museum in Houghton that was for that cemetery, for that church. So hopefully that will be able to give us some guidance on everybody who was out there prior. And that'll be an awesome thing for us.
Yeah, we'll definitely do our due diligence to make it better, but it's gonna take a little time. It would be nice to see it not 180 degrees, but at least 90 degrees in a year or so.
Well, yeah, if you can get somebody in there to get the trees down.
that's the biggest.
And then get the community together to try to clean up as best you can, and I think that would really.
Okay, not to be funny, and I hope it doesn't come out funny, but Cinco de Mayo, because that's the living dead, right? That's in May.
It depends on the weather.
I mean, not about the Mexicans,
Well, it gets
Because
super
that's
soggy out there, so that might be. a
Yeah.
but
concern.
just saying, like, if you watch some of these Disney kids movies, they talk about how, because it's more adult intended than
Yeah.
kids, but and how you respect and pay to your elders. So some of these families that are out there, and there's a lot of families here that if they came out and did that, it would be like a Cinco de Mayo, respecting the dead.
Yeah.
So
Give some
that's
people
in
rates
May.
and
I'm just
hot
saying,
luck and everybody rate, still look 10% better than what it did when you got there.
right? 'Cause right now-
Anything at this point helps.
That's why I asked if you were interested in helping with grants, because I think with the tree thing, and as much as everybody wants the old Green Town Hall done, I find this more prudent than the hall, personally, because
Well, maybe we can look to see if
I
there's
think we're
like
pretty good on that.
some
We'll
with history that we can roll them all together.
definitely hammer something like that in the spring, and
I go out there Friday. I'll
Once
grab
it
some
dries out a
pictures.
little bit.
everybody kind of go take a look and see what we're dealing with. But if we don't get moving here, Gary's gonna get mad.
I know the way back of our yard is a swamp till like late June, early July. We have a swamp, on the wood line, so that's what we want to dry out.
All right, everybody go take a peek.
thank
Park
you.
Lake Township Library, Wanda's not here.
She's actually at a conference
Yeah.
for the library, so.
Keep reading. Rec committee report.
Any volunteers for our Halloween? I want to do, Ember and I were working with, and we're meeting people up at the mall tomorrow. Billy is willing to donate his mall again for Easter, Halloween extravaganza. No,
Spectacular.
spectacular
For the kids.
for the kids. So we're gonna
And Gary.
and Gary's gonna be there. So I need volunteers. Donations are welcome because we don't really have much. I'm gonna bring in some of my stuff. We're buying little bits of stuff. We have about 3 donations coming in, as we know right now, and then
Your front yard looks cool.
I don't want to take away from Halloween, but you know what? Where we came from, it's a small town. People didn't always like kids running to their doors, so they did a trunk and treat.
yeah,
Everybody that had houses and stuff and wanted to come down, they could put out buckets of candy. If the elder didn't have a car, we picked them up, brought them down there, and they sat with us, and put out buckets. And the kids came here. It's just one general area. Because I know the houses are sporadic here, where the kids, they drive up, let the kids
Yeah,
out,
tons
then they
of
get back in the
kids,
car, go down.
I've had over 30
thing that
kids come to
sucks
my
about
door.
here the last 2 years at least is they've done it in snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
why
want-
we're doing it at the mall.
Yeah, if you're doing
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
trunk or treat
Last year
kind of
was
thing. But leave
horrible
them
for,
all
I couldn't
because of
imagine being a
weather.
Yeah,
6-year-old.
people decorated their cars.
Trying to
and
go out
stuff,
and
you
get a
know what I
sticker
mean?
car.
And
I
they
just
had
went to
concerts.
Walmart.
I bet kids come
Way
and some
warmer.
of their noses just dripping, so I have them come in so they can warm up for a minute. But I don't want to take away from the kids trick or treating because
Yeah, no.
they're diehards. They want candy
Yeah.
Yeah.
more than we do. We just raise their backs. But offering another way so after they get their fill that they can come in, and I think Wanda was talking about doing a story time and doing a snack with her and then doing a haunted house and some crafts and some
What day
games
is Halloween this year?
on Friday.
So that's
Well,
It's
music,
good.
during the week's
costume
kind of rough when
party.
you keep them up.
I'm pretty sure school lets out early that day. I think it's a half day of school.
I think we're
Is
looking
it?
at doing it from 6:30 to 9 o'clock for the time.
Yeah, which is fine because they don't have school in school.
Well, yeah, it's Saturday.
So yeah, so that's fine.
What about the adults? Oh,
Afterwards.
Okay,
After.
so we'll send the kids
We're all
home and we'll
side
just
by
leave
side.
them all a little bit
Back
later.
at Coolidge Friday night. I mean,
You could
so
have,
obviously
like,
from
some
9 to
stations,
midnight, we're
like-
doing what?
Instead of bobbing
Just
for
saying.
apples, we'll bob for
You
beer.
wanna, like, set up trick or treating stations in there, like people who want to hand out candy
Oh,
who never
that-
get any kids. You could have,
Yeah, we
like,
could definitely.
you can have like, you know, if we wanted to do it, we can have a little station and we can dress up and decorate a little area and have candy.
Absolutely.
You know, just have.
Especially for the ones that live on like Town Line and Halfway and LP Walsh and all these far away
And the ones
ones.
that have kids too, they, you know, maybe they just want to let them set up there and let them trick or treat there.
And if
Yeah,
people
but
wanna
it's
get
not a bad
involved,
idea down on that backside that you wanna walk up. Are you writing notes? Is that why you're ignoring me?
Yeah, I am. Because we're gonna both put it on the
Another
flyer.
thing you should put out in the newsletter too, that people, you know, don't have time to have the kids when they go to
Down
bed
there,
early.
maybe there's not,
Candy drop off.
there's.
Just as long as everybody ends up in Willie's yard at midnight.
Yeah,
Loves people on the grass.
And you're gonna get out there, you know, when you're half full.
There's all signs that say, come this way.
But there's nobody.
That's a great idea.
Hey, you do a candy drop off here
And then
too.
on the other
Some
side of
people
us,
that
where.
pick up
well,
candy,
Aaron
drop
lives
it
there
off
with
here.
kids, and we made bread
A lot of
and
people
Well, either which way,
Stay up
a
that
bucket
late.
full of.
continuing to move forward, let's communicate as a group, maybe put together a little bit of a committee or volunteers and find something to
Well,
do.
we're
Yeah,
meeting
Good for the
tomorrow
kids.
at 5 at my store in
Okay.
the mall, so if anybody wants to come.
Meeting tomorrow
at
at Marquee Mill, 5
Yep.
PM.
Twilly, or Michelle
Eastern
from
time.
Twilly's called and reached out to me and she donated all of her Halloween decorations from the bar.
Yes,
So I
it
have
feels good.
2 massive, long shelves of decorations that we need
Oh,
to go
that's
through.
nice.
And,
That was for Carp Lake Township.
yep.
Starts tomorrow at 5 at their shop if you want to be a part of it. Moving forward to Gary and the Planning Commission.
There's no meeting in September. Next, my meeting is October 14th.
Good job.
What?
That was quick. It should be. Thanks, Gary.
Does that seem odd that we're going back into money?
Where are you going to money?
The caretaker.
I didn't do this page.
What?
No, that's the next page.
That's the next page, Mike. These are,
Just report.
now I wanna start getting paid.
The board approval of a resolution 2025-18,
Where's my resolution?
Sexton caretaker of Park Lake Township and A.
I don't know where I put my resolutions. No, I didn't make any copies. They're somewhere. Anyway, yes, it's the clerk's responsibility. But I think on top of what I'm going through and having to go through with the research and everything, and I get paid the least. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this on the payroll thing, but as much as I keep taking on and taking on and taking on, I don't feel that it's I'm getting paid adequately, personally. And if I'm going to be the caretaker sexton, if anyone's gonna be the caretaker and sexton of a cemetery, they do get paid. I would in turn like to be paid for my time in doing this.
I would say at this point,
I'm not doing it.
no, I would make a motion
that
that would just fall in line with what we pay like the employees. Just
$17
keep
an
your
hour.
hourly rate, and we're doing a sexton thing.
$17
Anybody
an
and
hour.
everybody who is out there putting this together, I mean, or do we need to just do one person?
Well, you can have a caretaker role.
It is essentially the same. A
I mean,
sexton
the work
is
that
a
this thing,
caretaker.
the work that this thing needs is gonna take more than one person.
Right, I have Amber.
I mean, do we just put down a thing on our payroll spot and just keep it the same hourly rate? And you just say you're at the cemetery?
Didn't Nicole tell you, Linda, that there was a pay for cemetery? But I have not been able to find anything from past.
You guys have like 8,000 payroll sheets printed already, or no? Can we add a column that says cemetery?
Yes.
And then you just write, hey, I was there for 3 hours, or whatever.
Well, there is a cemetery line item in my QuickBooks, however, there's no pay number attached to it. So I'm gonna have to do some digging back into, because Joe was the one that used to maintain out there.
Pay
I'm
would
gonna have
just
to
be
do
the
some
regular
digging.
hourly rate.
Yeah, it'd be your hourly rate, you just write 3 hours, just give it a line, and just
Okay.
go down with regular payroll.
Right.
I think that's where it needs to be.
Thank you, that's what I was asking.
Well, no, it's a board decision, that's my opinion.
Yes,
So,
I feel
if
that's
everybody
fair.
agrees with that, we just make cemetery a line item, and it's your normal hourly pay as even whoever, even if we send Dan or Nick or whoever goes out there. I mean, I know if I go down to the lagoon, I can bill for that. I can do all that stuff as a supervisor too.
Well, I guess I would like
Even if
to,
anybody goes out there, you can bill.
with that though,
What
I'm
if-
the lowest paid hourly person here. So if I put in a lot of time out there, I'm $13.50 an hour and they make $17 an hour.
We're gonna get cemetery paid in the cemetery, so.
That's what
So
I
if you're
just
saying
said.
going off of what your hourly rate already is,
No, it wouldn't be based off of what they're already making, it'd be based off of cemetery.
Right, that's why I'm doing
For whoever does it.
the
That's what we have to talk
resolution.
about.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's what we're saying, though, right? It would be 17 and not, if Amber does it, she gets 13.50. If I do it, I get 14.
Well, somebody who goes to the lagoon, what's that pay?
14.
The same.
$17 for them, but I do any wastewater stuff or lagoon related stuff, same with her, we get $14.50.
That doesn't sound right.
It seems odd.
Yep, so the maintenance guys, any sewer stuff that they do for mowing or anything like that, they're at $17 an hour. But Linda, myself, whenever we do anything lagoon related, we're $14.50 an hour
In the office?
in office.
And that resolution was set back in February though, so then we would have to set a new resolution.
I wouldn't say we
On
need to
that.
change that. Interior work could stay the same. Outerior, exterior could be 17. I mean, I could see a difference in traveling and doing this or doing that.
Well, the difference is that we're elected and appointed officials. And never have I ever worked in a place where I make less than a worker. Typically, anytime there's the CEO, the chair, blah, 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 when we always had to, if we gave one of our guys a raise, we in turn had to give ourselves a raise because you have to stay at a certain level. There's your tiers. That's what our CPA told us. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to work on that right now. I just find that it would be in all fairness. And I'm not trying to use my pay as anything. I was just saying that to add another task on top of everything else that I have been thrown at.
If she's getting $13 an hour and you put cemetery pay at $17 an hour, she goes out there for $2 or for 2 hours, she can get $17 in pay for the 2 hours.
Being
And it's
exterior.
just, that's what the pay is for that. So if
Yeah.
she's
What did you say,
taking on that
14?
duty for 2 hours and you take on that
Well,
duty
that's
for
in
4
the
hours,
sewer.
and she does it for an hour, you get the same, you get the $17 because that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's how we got people to do stuff in the county where I came from.
Yeah,
Because we had, when we went out for burns, that's $25 because it's hazard pay.
You're doing
Everybody got it. Didn't
Say
matter
we
what
skip
you
You're
did.
traveling,
$17
you're
exterior work
spending
out there, $14.50 of office work. That's fine. That'd be my opinion.
So otherwise, if she's making $20 an hour, you
Everybody's-
set it at 17, you're gonna go there and make $17.
If everybody up here is okay with
Gotcha.
that, make that a motion.
No,
So, what is your motion?
This, read it.
the 17.
Yeah, the $14.50 for interior and $17 for.
So, you're gonna write it down in the minutes, $14.50 for office work for